見なよ、俺の翻訳を。
皆さんこんにちは、花です。今日、メダリスト第12話を見ています。来週が最後のエピソードですから、ちょっと悲しいです。でも、他にも楽しみにできることがたくさんありますね。私、嬉しくさせます。皆さん、いつも見てくれてありがとうございます。グッドボタンとチャンネル登録、よろしくお願いします。Oh yeah, that's right. Cockroaches and his coach. I really don't know why he felt like he had to carry him like this. That looks painful. That's right, okay. Oh, okay. I'm excited for this. She's all smug. All right, what's he gonna do? That's something that ice dancers can do, is they can generate speed so quickly because they have so much control over their blade. Because that was his idol growing up. Okay. So doing a spin where you start at one speed and then you accelerate in the middle of the spin, very obviously, that is a feature that can get you a level. It's been that way for a long time, but recently, because it's become harder to get levels in spins than it used to be, apparently skaters will purposefully start spinning slower so that they can get that feature easily, which is kind of crazy, and it's very, very, not dangerous, but kind of, because if you start the spin too slow, you're going to get that level for the accelerated speed, but you're going to see a lower grade of execution on the spin. So kind of interesting. Yeah, because he's an ice dancer. There is a big difference between ice dance and the rest of skating, so it's like the control that he has over his blade is amazing. Like, we need more skaters that have like ice dance skills when they're skating in solo. I think we as a sport just need to start having everyone learn like at least the basics of ice dance. And this is a good reminder for him that it's not just the jumps. That's a big comment that he just made. Hello? That looked like a double axel. Oh my gosh. I'll explain why I'm crying. I know I mentioned right at the beginning of this video that I can relate to Rio, but every episode reminds me, Tsukasa is way better of a skater than I ever got to be, but his story is so relatable, but also, like, it's kind of tragic because what we're seeing right here is he fundamentally is top tier skater, right? And he, like what Ryo said, he might even be better than Jun, right? And that's huge because Jun is an Olympic medalist, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't remember the last time they mentioned how, like, what he actually got, but I think he's an Olympic medalist at least. And Tsukasa is in a situation where he started so late, but no one was there to believe in him when it was important. This sport is so stuck on the idea that you have to start young, that you have to be 3, 4, 5 years old. Even, like, I started at 6. That's considered the high end of starting on time. And it's so true that the later you start, the less people are going to believe in you. And there are, of course, the skaters that are getting the opportunity and break through, but Tsukasa wasn't able to do that because he just never had someone to believe in him. He didn't have a coach for the longest time. He was just figuring it out. And then when he did get coaches, it was very like, it's not that they didn't believe in him, it's that they probably just didn't put as much attention into him. And he tried so hard to get somewhere. And I didn't start late, but I had a lot of things happen to me that caused me to have to take breaks because figure skating is expensive. I've said that so many times, but I don't even know where I'm going with this. I told myself before I recorded that I don't have a ton of time, so I can't ramble, but just seeing that happen, seeing him just go out there and skate like that, and knowing that he could have been absolutely amazing, but it's just the sport has still so far to go with believing in people no matter what time they start, no matter how old they are when they start. And Tsukasa is truly a character that represents how difficult it is in skating, no matter how good you are, to have people on your side if you simply start late. And I think it makes me super thankful for this show because this show is going to hopefully start helping push that envelope a little bit more to continue to make sure that skaters who start late still get the attention and the support that they deserve, because everyone deserves that. Anyway. Takes me back to summer training again, because we had to do that. If you skated on the last session of the day, they would throw snow out for us, and we would all have to fill up the holes before the Zamboni came out to help smooth over the big holes that we make. He realizes everything he's been saying is not quite right. You can't judge someone just based off of what jumps they can do, which I still think he did a double axel, so that's still impressive, something I never got to do, so this is what we call the Tanjiro effect. Tsukasa followed him around, stayed positive the entire time he was talking to him, no matter what, and now Ryo is starting to change and see the difference. Gonna change the saying Tanjiro effect into the Tsukasa effect. He wrote down his goals. Oh! Me! Oh. Who are you? New character? Oh, we know each other. A special guest coach? Just like staring at him like, Aww. I was gonna say, those look like ballet outfits. Oh, he's a ballet coach. Okay. Ballet is something that is very commonly done for figure skaters. Most skaters will get some kind of ballet training because it helps with your lines, your toe point, your finger placement. But it's very, randomly very difficult because it's very detailed. Usually skaters will just learn the basics to help, but as soon as it starts getting complicated, we're like, no thanks. Me. As soon as they would start putting on music, I'd be like, ah. I could never remember the names of each element. They're all Russian names, and I very much struggled to remember those names. No, you need to be the full package. Oh. You don't badmouth ballet in front of the ballet teacher. Come on. He just got serious. Dang. What? That's why a lot of skaters do find ballet annoying, because you genuinely have to be aware of every inch of your body. That's why it's difficult to us. We're used to going out on the ice and we are aware of our bodies, but at the same time, as long as we can land the jumps, it's like, okay, cool. But ballet fundamentally, like I said earlier, teaches you how to be aware. It teaches you finger placements even. So it's going to help you just become aware of your body as a whole. And that's why ballet is so important, is it just makes you aware of everything that's happening while also helping with your flexibility, helping with your toe point, helping with your lines, making you a more altogether well-rounded skater. So I like that they're bringing up. Did he do a triple in the air? Like he was jumping in the air? I don't know if ballet teachers can actually do that. We're kind of out of my realm right now, so maybe. I only did ballet for a little while. Posture. I've always struggled with posture. I'm instantly aware that I'm slouching. You gotta take it seriously, Mike. Such a random moment. It showed her with her skates on with no guards in the middle of dirt and stuff, and my figure skating brain instantly got chills thinking about having your blade on anything like that. You completely ruined them. I know it was just a visual, but I was like, oh. It all has to work together as one piece of work. Yep. Double axel. Very nice. Okay. Are we going to be taking the test next episode? Is that where we're going to end? I don't know where I'm wondering where this is going to end. And I really want a season 2, tomorrow. Is she going to land a triple sound? Yay! Land it, let's go. Let's go. Come on. You can do it. Feed off of the energy of everyone else rather than being annoyed by it. Rather than letting that get you down. He did it! Oh, she gonna go for a triple? Okay, now you know what, go do it. If you can land a triple, it's usually not impossible to put a double at the end because you already know how to land doubles. Okay, so she wasn't able to do it. So I've talked a lot about, not really talked, but they've shown a lot about how the skaters around you can affect the way you train. Because in Ryo's case, having these skaters be better than him all the time has really affected him poorly, where he becomes unable to see what he can do. He becomes so just negative about his own skating that he got to the point point where he had kind of given up. But putting himself in this new environment and understanding, like, and seeing Tsukasa skate and understanding that it's not just, okay, he can land the jumps, but it's the fundamentals, and then being okay with being taught by someone and opening up to that, and then watching your training mates land things, that can really help you. So I like that Ryo is now going the opposite direction, where it still is like these skaters are pushing him because they're landing things before him, but instead of just being negative about it and, you know, losing confidence, he is using that as fuel. And I think it's partially because these skaters are all the same level, like they're all working on the same thing, and that can really happen when you're in like a summer training camp or just in general, like two people are working on the same thing. You get competitive. Like, figure skaters are inherently competitive because that's what we do. Like, at the end of the day, we are training to compete, so having a little bit of friendly competition can be super helpful. So that just made me really excited, because I remember the way I landed a double Lutz was when we had a training class, and my coach taught a slightly different entry to me to help with my outside edge, because I am a chronic flutzer, which means I switch to the inside edge right before I take off, so I'm not actually doing a Lutz, and I won't get the full base value for it. She had us do a different turn in front of it, and all of us at the same-ish level were working on it, and we all were like kind of competing against each other and how many times we can land it. And I had never landed a double Lutz before, and I landed it that day, and it just, like, seeing these kinds of scenes just really brings back so many memories of those times where you feed off of the energy around you, and you have to just choose if the energy that you feed off of is positive. And I think it's partially because this training environment is much more positive than the training environment with June, and it's just really sweet, and that made me very happy. I don't know where Mike was. I was kind of assuming she was still close to Inori's level. We are getting to that point now where I'm seeing a lot of skaters in the show just like make huge strides forward jump-wise that take years and years, and it's only been like 8 months since Inori and Mike were doing like double Saokaos. So is that super realistic? No. However, they're still basing so much of the show in realism, and it still represents such good things within the sport. I can take it. Also, where I paused it, their faces, mood. And it's interesting that now she's... There we go. Triple-double. It usually doesn't take long. If you can land the triple consistently, the triple-double is easy, because if you've mastered your doubles, which you probably have if you can land triples consistently, throwing a double at the end is like easy work for a skater. It's a triple-triple. That would be more like of a big hurdle to get through. Wait, what? We didn't get to do any outdoor stuff at the end of summer training because way too hot. Where I live, even at nighttime, way too hot. Mm-hmm. She has nothing to prove. You have to find motivation in a different way. You do have to say goodbye to the person that's trying to prove something all the time, and hello to someone who doesn't have to prove anything anymore. How many times did I cry that episode? That was Medalist. Episode 12, we got one to go. I feel like I kind of touched on everything that I really wanted to, but yeah, I think the best thing about this show has been the theming of what it means to start late, and Tsukasa truly was kind of a victim of that mindset of skating. Not even kind of, just a complete victim of that mindset in skating, and I don't know how intense that mindset is truly in Japan because I never grew up there. I grew up in the States, and it was that case there, you know? I very much remember having coaches talked to parents and they just said, if they're 12, 13, 11, it's very late. And not all of them would just say, give up. They would coach them because at the end of the day, like, coaches are coaches and this is a career. They have to make money. But there is something to be said about the level of support that those skaters get. And I'm not saying that all coaches are, unsupportive brats that just, as soon as you hit a certain age, they just don't care about you. They do, but there's a level of difference and you're working against the clock, and a lot of coaches just have a mindset because of the way the sport has been for so long that if you don't have your double axel by the time you're 12, you might as well give it up, right? So seeing Tsukasa go out there and just skate with his heart, and also kind of going off of the whole age thing, just seeing him skate so strongly and smoothly and helping Ryo understand that skating is not just the jumps. I kind of talked a lot about that when I was reacting to the bow and arrow stuff, because Yuzuru Hanyu has always been a skater that truly is everything. And as a sport, because the technical element score has a much higher ceiling, you can score 130 points in technical elements as a senior man, but your program component scores, they max out at 190? Somewhere around there in the free skate. So it becomes very, very uneven with the scoring. When someone can go out there and do jump after jump after jump, well, they're still going to end up beating out the skaters that are strong all around. And that's like a fundamental issue with our scoring system and stuff that we're not going to dive into too much here, because I did want to make this video quick so I could edit it quickly, and I'm not doing that. But Ryo needs to understand that a person can know how to coach, and that what Tsukasa knows is going to be even more helpful for him in the long run because of how much control he has over his skates because of his ice dance. So I'm rambling. I think that's all I wanted to say.
それでは今日出てきた英単語を振り返ってみましょう。
Memorize.
この単語は情報や事実を正確に覚える、暗記することを意味します。テストの勉強やセリフの練習などで繰り返し覚え込むときによく使われます。特にリチオイック正確に記憶する必要がある場合に適しています。こちらがその英単語を使った例文です。
I need to memorize all the vocabulary for the exam tomorrow.
明日の試験のためにすべての単語を暗記しないといけない。
She memorized the entire script in just 2 days.
彼女はたった2日で台本をすべて覚えた。司先生は人の演技を見たらすぐにそれを覚えて再現できてしまうという技術があると今回明らかになりましたね。やっぱり俺たちの司は本当にすごいやつやったんや。どないや。
Detail.
この単語は細かい部分、詳細を意味します。何かを正確かつ丁寧に説明したり、特定の部分を強調したいときに使われます。物語、計画、描写などで細部に注意を払うときに重要な単語です。こちらがその英単語を使った例文です。
He explained the plan in great detail.
彼はその計画をとても詳しく説明した。
The artist added fine details to the painting to make it more realistic.
その画家は絵に細かなディテールを加えてよりリアルにした。アイスダンスの選手がそうなのかもしれませんが、司先生の滑りは指先までのディテールにこだわったものでしたね。カタカナでもディテールと言いますが、英語だと発音やアクセントが微妙に違うので注意しましょう。
Accelerate.
この単語は車や成長、状況などが加速する、スピードアップすることを意味します。変化や進行を早める場面でよく使われます。こちらがその英単語を使った例文です。
The car accelerated as it entered the highway.
その車は高速道路に入るとスピードを上げた。
The company is trying to accelerate product development.
その会社は製品開発のスピードを上げようとしている。今まであまり意識したことありませんでしたが、フィギュアスケートでは滑走の速度も大事らしいですね。俺たちの司先生はトップスピードまでの加速が速いと本編でも言っていましたね。
Three-legged race.
この単語は、2人がそれぞれ片足を紐などで結び、3本足で一緒に走る、要するに二人三脚を指します。運動会やチームワークを試すイベントでよく行われます。協力とタイミングが重要な遊びです。こちらがその英単語を使った例文です。
We practiced for the three-legged race to make sure we could keep in sync.
息を合わせるために二人三脚の練習をした。
They won the three-legged race thanks to their great teamwork.
彼らは素晴らしいチームワークで二人三脚に勝った。アニメ本編ではライスダンスのペアが比喩として二人三脚のようだという説明がありましたね。ちなみにレースのところは乱になったりもします。どちらも同じ意味なので気にしないでください。
Resurface.
この単語には2つのロモフな意味があります。一つは道路などを新しい表面に作り変えること、もう一つは何かが再び現れる、再浮上するという比喩的な意味です。こちらがその英単語を使った例文です。
The road will be resurfaced next week to fix the potholes.
その道路は来週、穴を修復するために再舗装される。
Old memories resurfaced when she saw the photo.
その写真を見たとき、昔の記憶が蘇った。今回は、この単語がアニメ本編でスケートリンクの穴や傷を埋めるまたは再舗装するというような意味で使われました。というか、スケートリンクの穴ってああいう風にみんなで埋めるんですね。知りませんでした。
Goal.
この単語は達成したい目的やサッカーやホッケーなどのゴールを意味します。人生の目標や短期的な目標、スポーツでの得点を表すときによく使われます。こちらがその英単語を使った例文です。
Her goal is to become a professional dancer.
彼女の目標はプロのダンサーになることです。
He scored the winning goal in the last minute.
彼は最後の1分で決勝ゴールを決めた。日本語のカタカナでゴールというと、サッカーやバスケットボールのようなスポーツで点を取得することを意味することがほとんどですが、英語では先ほど説明したように目的を意味することもあることは頭に入れておきましょう。
Blowout.
この表現は、車のタイヤが突然破裂してパンクすることを意味します。他にも吹き消す、大差で勝つという意味もありますが、タイヤのトラブルを指す場合はこの意味が主です。こちらがその英単語を使った例文です。
We had to stop the car because of a tire blowout on the highway.
高速道路でタイヤがパンクしたので、車を止めなければならなかった。
A sudden blowout can be very dangerous while driving.
走行中の急なパンクは非常に危険になり得る。ちなみに日本語のパンクするは英語で尖ったものという意味のパンクチャーが語源らしいです。いわゆる和製英語ですので、パンクといっても英語では通じません。気をつけましょう。
Foundation.
この単語は建物や考え方、制度などの土台、基礎を意味します。また、化粧品のファンデーションの意味でも使われます。しっかりしたベースを築くことに関わる話題で多く使われます。こちらがその英単語を使った例文です。
Education is the foundation of a strong society.
教育は強い社会の基礎である。
The house has a solid concrete foundation.
その家はしっかりとしたコンクリートの土台がある。フィギュアスケートではバレエの練習もしますが、それはジャンプや姿勢などの土台を作るという意味があるそうですね。冒頭でも言った通り、建築や考え方などの基礎から化粧品までの意味がある、以外に奥深い単語ですよ。
Posture.
この単語は 体の姿勢や物事に対する構え態度を意味します。良い姿勢は健康や印象に影響し、比喩的にも人のスタンスを表すときに使われます。こちらがその英単語を使った例文です。
She has excellent posture from years of ballet training.
彼女は長年のバレエの訓練で姿勢がとてもいい。
His posture during the negotiation was calm but firm.
交渉中の彼の姿勢は冷静ながらもしっかりしていた。フィギュアスケートでもバレエの練習をするのは姿勢を良くしてジャンプなどのミスをなくすことが目的だそうですね。姿勢を良くすると腰痛や肩こりにも良いのかもしれません。